You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Now, do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. Now we say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your stem. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.
Hey, good day, everybody. Stealing your language, Jerry.
Our language.
Good morning, everybody, or good day, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Mick McQuillan. I'm here with my good friend Jerry Younger from Australia. And of course, this is Freedom, Health and Lifestyle. Jerry and Mick live on a Sunday morning. Morning for me, night for Jerry, I think. So welcome anyway, wherever you are in the world, of course. And of course, this is episode 67. And, I've got plan, do, and review. I think we've covered this before, Joe, but I wanted to get a little bit more into it because, like, when you think about, I think I did a show a couple of weeks back, which was all about planning. And then we were doing that other 7 habits of highly successful people over the last couple of weeks. Again, all about structure, and self-improvement and things like this. But I want to get into this plan, do, review a little bit. But don't forget, first, like, subscribe, and of course, share. Click the notification link so you'll see when we're on. We're on usually at around the same time every week. And of course, this is personal development with a lifestyle plan. For me, it's about the 16-week challenge. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But again, let me just kind of, excuse me. Let me just change the view a little bit here. A bit better, right? I can see you now. Right. So, so obviously we'll probably go through each step, Jerry, right? But A plan, do, review cycle is a structured approach to continuous improvement. It's commonly used in project management, quality control, and education. And here's a quick breakdown of the steps. The first step to plan: define objectives. Clearly outline what you want or what you aim to achieve. Set priorities. Identify key tasks and resources. Assign responsibilities. Decide who will be responsible for each task. Establish a timeline. Create a schedule for completing tasks. Anticipate risks. Consider potential challenges and how to address them. And prepare resources. Ensure tools, people, and information are all in place. So that's the plan aspect of that. So what do you reckon to any of that?
Yeah, it's a great topic that we are going to discuss this week, and everything starts with with decision. We talk about it a lot. You have to make a decision, and that decision comes from a purpose that or a why, or the reason why they're doing something. And when you set your why, or what do you really want in life, whether it's your physical, financial, or your relationship, then you start planning, start putting things into plan, so that you can start think about it. And plan we do planning by mastermind. We ask our if it's a family goals, we ask our wife and children to what do we really want to achieve this year. Do we want to go for a holiday somewhere overboard from where we live? Then we start, how can we achieve that? So planning is a very big important part of our journey, and you can apply that to anything that you really want, whether it's your career, whether it's your job development, career development, or relationship. Planning is very, very important. And I think you're a business owner, Mike. You can you understand that concept very well.
I've got my dog here today, Joey. My dog called Joey. Can you believe it? Yeah. And he's being a nuisance. He's being an absolute nuisance now, as soon as we got started. But I was thinking about this on my way down. And I was thinking, most of us do have a plan. We all have a plan. It's whether or not we're consciously aware of that plan. We plan to get up in the morning and go to work. We plan to maybe have something some tea or something to eat. We plan or do we plan, or do we just make unconscious decisions? Are these kind of just habits? So I think if you're going to create a plan, you want to be consciously aware of the plan that you're creating. Otherwise, you're just going to fall into a cycle of life. Getting up, the home to work routine. And of course, coming home and watching television or doing something or whatever it is. So I think you have to be conscious, of your plan, right? And create that plan. Take the time to write down the plan, define objectives, clearly outline what you aim to achieve. When I think about what I aim to do, what do I do? Do I create a 90-day plan? A 120-day plan? Do I create a 1-year plan, a 3 to 5 year plan? What do I do? But I think, you could create a plan for the next 5. Where you hear it all the time. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? How often do you ever really consider that question? You could change a lot in 5 years. That's a lot of days. But you could change something in 90 days. You could set a plan just for 90 days, and that could have a massive impact on the rest of that 3 to 5 year plan, right? It could make a massive impact on what it is. So I think define your objective, what it is that you want. In fact, that video at the beginning, that's what it was saying. You just have to decide what it is you want. You have to make a decision. You were talking about that just a moment ago. Set priorities, identify key tasks and resources. So this is now we're getting into the action of it. You've got what it is you want, you've got your aim, and now you've got to decide or set key tasks, break that plan down into key actionable tasks that you're going to do on a daily basis. That makes a lot of sense, especially in the business that we're in. And we'll get into that later on, because there's some exciting stuff that's going on there. We were talking about it at the end of last week's show, and I think that's really, really exciting. And there's a lot of information out there now that people, like if you're out there and you're watching this and you don't have a plan, listen, we've got a plan. If you wanted to look at it, a great plan, one that has everything that you need. All you've got to do is bring the desire and the will to succeed. That's it. So, I would definitely encourage people to do that. And of course, links are in the description. You can reach out to Joe, you can reach out to myself, and we can share that information with you. But look, set priorities, identify key tasks and resources, assign responsibilities, decide who will be responsible for each task. That's a big deal, Joe, right? Because, usually it falls to you. Do you know what I mean? It falls to me, unless I'm working in part of a much bigger team, and we've got a common goal that we're working towards. Then you could maybe do goal setting individually with people, to understand, how to get them from one step to the next step, different things like this. But ultimately, that responsibility falls to you, doesn't it? It falls to you to take it, to be accountable, for and be responsible for the tasks that you set that need to get done. What do you reckon?
Yeah, you're so right, Mike. When we set something up, I think what I experienced is a lot of the time that we set something out and we expect people to do it for us, but people follow leaders, and when they see the leaders, and I can apply that to my team. I try to stay ahead to and make the plan and share with my team. And it's funny because you mentioned the 90-day, and I was that's my plan for the team to moving forward. We only have 3 months to go, including October, and I said to the team, let's do a 90-day run. And and I have to put the plan, and put the reason why we have to do it, because if we want to go to 2025 with the level or the accomplishment that we really want, we have to set it from 2024. We just can't say, we wait until 2025. Then we have to make a big work to make a big accomplishment or goal achievement. So we have to do it now, and it's the plan is very important. It's funny you talk about it, and I learned from a lot of great mentors, including Jim Rohn. They said the plan, if you do a simple plan, do it the night before. You write it down, and you mentioned that when you write it down, you put what you're thinking about it on a piece of paper. That's you're taking action at the same time, but you are planning because you write it down what you want to do. And it's funny, like yesterday I was talking to my wife, because it's a long weekend here in Australia, and tonight is the grand final night of one of the big sport here, rugby league, which is running now. And I said to my wife, what are we going to do tomorrow? This is Saturday night. And she said to me, tomorrow, I would love to go for a walk in the morning with you. And then maybe you can go tennis. I come home, do our washing. And then when you finish tennis, I finish the washing. We can come and go have lunch together and, spend some time together while I'm not at work and you are not at work. We put that plan, even though we're just discussing it. But, we didn't know that, like today, we have a great day. We went for a morning walk around the park, and then she came back home, do our washing. I continue on playing tennis, and then I finished playing tennis. I went home, get changed. We went together to the one of the restaurant here and just have a nice lunch together, spend some time together. Then we come home, watch a little bit of the footy, and then I'm waiting for our program tonight. So it's funny because a simple plan like that can be work. Keep it simple, sometimes we make a big plan and we didn't hold ourselves accountable to make it happen, because we rely on other people to make it happen for us. But at the end of the day, we have to take full responsibility. Where responsibility is the ability to be able to to take full responsibility of what you put in front of you. So yeah, planning is a very important part of our journey with anything that we do in life, with our career, with our relationship, with our personal development. I think it's had to come before doing planning. A lot of people, they do before they plan, and it didn't really work out well. Planning has to come before. It's a task that lay the platform. This is the plan. This is the blueprint that I want to do it. This is how I want to do it. This is who I'm going to do it with, and when I'm going to do it, and what is the end goal. And it's all coming down to what we studied before, the 7 habits of successful people, or influence people. That we start planning with the end in mind. What we really want to achieve, whether it's our physical health, we want to lose weight, lose a few kilos, or you want to earn extra money, income on the side of our full-time job, or we want to travel somewhere at the end of the year or beginning of the year next year. So, planning is a very, very important, and it's a good point that we have to talk about it tonight, because it's a vital part of our setting up us for success.
Yeah, no, I tell you, that makes a lot of sense, Joe. Because if you want to, you have to plan for success, right? You have to plan. And just to go through those, key points again, from the first part of plan, do, and review cycle. Number 1, plan, define objectives clearly outline what you aim to achieve. That's setting the goal. Whatever that is, and whether it be financial, physical, health, whatever it is. Set priorities, identify key tasks and resources. So when like just the simple little things like that, because if it is weight management that you're talking about, having the resources to be able to do it, having the right nutrition, having the right exercise, plan in place, the right equipment, all of those things, literally writing it out, assign responsibilities, decide who will be responsible for each task, like that's a different kind of thing. I'm going to be responsible for what I do, for my, achievement or attaining of that goal. The only person I'm letting down is me if I don't do it. But it has a wider impact on, my family or things like this if I don't achieve it. Do you know what I mean? So, assigning responsibilities is important. Establish a timeline. You've got to have a timeline. You're talking about the 90-day run, and this is where all of these other things become important. Anticipate risks. Consider potential challenges and how to address them. Well, sometimes you've got to get out your own way, right? Usually it's going to be me who's going to stop me from doing something. That's not always true. Sometimes my wife might have some good advice for me not to do something. And of course, maybe my accountant and, lawyers and different things can give me advice. And, but if I'm working within the parameters of what's honest and good, well, then I should always be taking those steps to go in that direction. But of course, you've got to consider the challenges. And, the challenges really are mental challenges. The physical ones you can overcome. The mental ones, they're the ones that kind of sabotage you, so you've got to be careful of them. Prepare resources, ensure tools, people, and information are in place. You were talking about that, with self-development, and you've got to set aside time for that. And that's really going to help, in maximizing your outcomes, keeping yourself on track. And again, that video at the beginning kind of goes through a lot of this stuff. So the plan, do, review, define objectives, set priorities, assign responsibilities, establish a timeline, anticipate risk, and prepare resources. That is, creating the plan. Then do, right? So second part, plan, do, review. We're going to hit the second part now, Joe. So to do, implement the plan, execute tasks as outlined in the planning stage. Monitor progress, regularly check that things are proceeding as planned. communicate effectively, maintain clear lines of communication within the team, make adjustments if needed, be flexible, and make modifications if problems arise during execution. So that's, you've got to be fluid, right? You've got to be able to roll with the punches, so to speak. What is it Mike Tyson says? Everybody has a plan until you get smashed in the face, right?
Yeah.
And it's true. And you are going to get hit. You're going to get bumped and you're going to get knocked, and it's how you then deal with that, So when we talk about the do part of the plan, do, review, implement the plan, execute tasks as outlined in the planning stage. Second, monitor progress. Regularly check that things are proceeding as planned. Communicate effectively, maintain clear lines of communication within the team, and of course, make adjustments if needed, be flexible and make modifications if problems arise during execution. So what are your thoughts on all of that, Joe?
Do is one of the biggest part of the free structure. We plan. It's funny we just talk about the plan, but because I just watched a little bit of the pre-game final, I can see how they, both team, they have planned. They at the beginning of the season, they were all training and put plan, what they're gonna do with the player, all the system they put in place to make sure they are ready when the season start. They execute the plan. And that's involved a lot. They invest in those professional club. They invest a lot in, and I think it's funny. It's when I watch it, and we talk about it now. It's kind of like really make it clear to me that it with any organization that's what they do. They have a clear picture of the end goal they want to achieve at the end of the year, whether to win a trophy or to win a big prize. And they laid their foundation, they put their plan, they invest in a lot of equipment, invest in a lot of coaching staff, and then they put the plan into action by implementing. Get the player training to the standard they want to train. They have to execute some game plan, and I wonder why sometimes they talk about it when they ask about what are you going to do to fix what you miss on the first half of the game. They said most of the time I hear this phrase: we have to go back to the drawing board. We have to go back to our plan. Because when you start execute the plan, and you mentioned before, you face a different form of challenge, mentally, physically, your own family challenge, your own peers challenge. They will punch you in the face to make sure that you really want this. And a lot of people, they just gave up of what they planned, and they don't stick to their plan. They start to drift it. That's the right word that I can use. They start to drift it from the initial plan, and then they drift it. If they don't, stop, pause to review it, like it's mentioned on your information tonight, they will keep on drifting, and then they just gave up. And we've seen a lot in our professional. A lot of people, they gave up too early because they drifted from the initial plan that they put on it, or maybe they didn't really pay attention. Or some people, they just thought I can do this by myself. I just do my own things. I know the leaders are already and this and this, but I'll just do my own thing. But I know that's why I think we a lot of people, they just drifting and start to lost concentration and focus, because they end up, when things don't work, they just start blaming other people, blaming the tools, the product, the company, blaming the system. But they didn't have good thinking to stop and just review. And most of the time, like we learn from the book of the 7 Habits, and most of the time you just look at yourself. And that's why it's reinforced in our professional. You have to really, really work on yourself. You work hard on yourself more than you work hard on your job. And it's so true, because doing this has to come from you. You will become the best. And on the journey of planning and executing and reviewing, you will become the person that you want to become if you stay focused, stay on the plan, keep doing the right things, keep doing the right activities. It's doing is a big part. A lot of energy, a lot of time.
I thought that was interesting there, Joe. Maintain clear lines of communication with a team. And when you think about maintaining clear lines of communication, yeah, you could do that. We're chatting right now, we're communicating, right? But the truth is, most people don't hear what you say. In fact, this was talked about in the book. You listen with your ears, you hear with your heart, right? And the way most people hear you is when they see your action, when they see your contribution, when they see you, doing things and putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. So people are watching you, and when they're watching you, your actions are communicating a message to them. So it's not just about what you say; it's about what you do. So if you're just talking the talk and not walking the walk, they're going to see that. So your team, they're watching you all the time, just like your kids are watching you or your family's watching you. And of course, look, you're going to mess up. We all do, but that's where this next part comes in. You've got to be flexible to make modifications if problems arise during the execution. So instead of, trying something and it not working, or not getting the outcome that you want, this is the review aspect. This is the looking at it. Do you know what I mean? Regularly checking that, your procedure is planned. If you're doing the same thing over and over again and not getting the outcome that you want, well, then maybe you've got to change something. You've got to adapt, do something a little bit different to get the outcome that you want. And that's what you're doing. And of course, your team are seeing this happen in real time. Do you know what I mean? They're seeing you persist. They're seeing your dedication. They're seeing you going at it. And if they're complaining, it's because they're not doing it. They're just watching. They're on the sidelines watching. You've got to be in the game. You've got to be in there. You've got to be on the field, doing it. And you grow from that. You get growth from it. You grow through it. To get through it, you've got to grow through it, right? Which means you've got to do some stuff. You've got to feel uncomfortable. So, but look, if you've planned this the right way and you're looking at that aim, that desire, that achievement that you want to get to, the pain of failure, and you are going to fail. There's no doubt that you will. You're going to take steps. Like the truth is, when you were a baby and you were walking for the first time, you got up and you fell over. Maybe you got up again and you fell over again. But your parents didn't go, "Oh, Joey, you stay down on the floor, son." Do you know what I mean? You're going to hurt yourself. You don't need to walk. You can crawl around for the rest of your life. No, they didn't. They encouraged you to get up. They were happy that you were going to fall because you had to go through that experience to be able to walk. Same as riding your bike or whatever. Same as coconut bloody trees. Don't get me started. How many of them did you fall out of? Don't know. A few, I bet. Do you know what I mean? But in order to learn how to climb it, you have to maybe fall, right?
Yeah. You have no idea. I've been falling from a coconut tree maybe 3-4 times. And, one of them was when I was floating in the air and I said to myself, that's it, and, lucky, I was landing on something, and then on something, it helped me to, instead of straight to the ground, it gave me a leverage to go, allow me to safe landing on the ground with my back on the to the surface. So, but you're so right. Doing, you can't execute something if you're just sitting on the sideline looking at your plan. You have to get into the ring. You have to get punched in the face, and it's so true. I really, really like that you bring that one up. And the only way to learn in life is just get punched in the face. because you get punched in the face, and next time they punch you, you duck. You turn to the left, or you move back. Because the first time you forgot it, you don't know, and you actually gonna hit in the face. And I really like the analogy of when we grow up as a baby. You're so right. When we try to lift up and start crawling, or standing up, we stand up, we fall down. Our parents never say, "Stay down, Joey. Stay down, Mike." They just keep encourage you, and they love watching you. Stand up and get down, stand up, because they knew the more you do it, the more one day you will have the strength and the confidence to do it. And it's funny, I put a post on my Facebook. If you do enough things, everything work if you do enough of it. And it's so true. It's all about doing. When you do things, things a lot, it's the law of average. You keep doing it, you're getting worse, you're getting better, but unfortunately you will be getting better, if you keep doing it. And it's happened in a professional way, a sport. A lot of people, they didn't become a superstar overnight. They put the blame, they put the effort in, the sacrifice, the discipline, and they just go and do it I love listen to a lot of successful story from sport. One of the legend in the game of rugby league, he retired now, but when they asked him, how did you kick the goal from the sideline, all the way in the time minute, he said, because at the end of the training, everyone go home. I just stay back for half an hour, 1 hour, and just keep kicking, master so doing is, build a muscle. That will build a muscle. That will build your confidence. That will, build your motivation and inspire you to keep going. And, a lot of people, they just gave up doing. And then that's why they didn't get the result they want in life, because they give up too easily. And professional, it's like someone digging for gold. They keep digging and keep digging and keep digging, and then some people they just stop and blaming the tools, blaming the where they just digging this is not, the ground is too hard or something like that. They never know. They're only 3 foot away from the goal, and they just gave up and go home. Forget about their plan, go back to their comfortable zone, and they never achieve something in life. And then one person just came in, keep digging, 3 foot away, he hit the goal, and then he lived happy ever after. So amazing. I love this topic tonight. It's really inspire us to really go back to the basic, go back to our plan. The reason why we start this, and and that keep us going, that keep the fire going.
Yeah. So obviously we've got the first part: plan, define objectives, set priorities, assign responsibilities, establish a timeline, anticipate risks, and prepare resources. And then we've got the number 2 part: do, implement the plan, execute tasks as outlined in the planning stage. Monitor progress regularly, check that things are proceeding as planned, communicate effectively, maintain clear lines of communication within the team, and make adjustments if needed, be flexible, and make modifications if problems arise during the execution. We're going to get into the review part. But Joe, just before we do, how long should it take for you to make a plan? Like how long, to sit down and write down a plan? Like if I was doing a business plan, it's going to take me more than a day to really think it through. Like imagine that you wanted to plan your life. You wanted to plan out the next 5 years of your life, right? And where you were going to be at the end of that 5 years. How long should it take you to come up with to decide what it is that you want, to clearly outline what aim you want to achieve. So, and of course, look, think about the book, Think and Grow Rich. in there you've got the chief aim statement, and you've talked about goals and your goal card. You could probably just pull it out and show me right now. So having a goal card, define objectives clearly, outline what it is you want to achieve. So there, your goal card, right? What is it that you want? And when do you want it by, right? So you've got those two things, what you want and when you want it by, right? So then you've got to identify key tasks and resources. So, if it's money you need, right? So, right, what are you going to do? You're going to create a new widget that people are going to buy. If you want to get rich, I heard the other day, if you want to get rich, invent something that makes people more lazy, right? So that's something that you could think about, so if you want to change something, so let's say it's money. Let's say you want, you want to be a millionaire, or maybe you're already a millionaire. Maybe you want to be a billionaire. I don't know what it is, but let's say you want to be earning, €1 million a month, whatever it is. Don't care. Do you know what I mean? You can, and you want to, and you're going to do that 5 years from now. So in October in 2029, you're going to be earning €1 million a month every month. So that's 5 years away, right? And that's I'm just playing here, right? And that's the goal. So identify key tasks and resources. So it would be stupid for me just to write down on a goal card, by October 2029, I'm going to be earning and receiving €1 million a month, without actually knowing what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. And that's why, let me see if I can find this actually. In fact, I can find it. That's why that definite chief aim statement, let me see if I can just Google it and see if I can bring it up. Statement, right. Let me see. Can I see this here? I don't think I can see. Bruce Lee's definite chief aim statement made him 10 million. For the unfamiliar, chief aim statement is very specific, clear, defined purpose to one's life. It's made popular. I can't find it, but I'll have to get a copy of it, Joe. I don't know why I don't have it. I wonder. Let me see. PDF. Okay. Determine definite chief aim statement. Napoleon Hill chief aim statement. Let's have a look. See if this is it. Accept. Let me see if I can share this. Right. Yeah, I think I can. Hold on. So many ads on this page. Upload. Hold on. Upload to download. No, can't do it. But look, so, if you're watching live or on the replay, search, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, chief aim statement, right? And that absolutely does give you a long list of all of the things that you want to put in that statement, that aim, that goal card. I actually have one. I've got mine's here, it's on my dashboard page actually. Definite chief aim statement. Where is it? Outline plan. Where is it? Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. A label. Yeah, so I use back page definite chief aim statement. Let me see. Is this the back page? Waiting. No, I need the front page. The back page is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning X amount of euros per week as a 5-star Golden Circle executive, helping thousands of people realize their health, wealth, and lifestyle goals. Let me see if I can open back page to the vision board. Definite chief aim statement. Yeah. So goal, and then of course, so goal, and then it lays by June 3rd, 2025. I'll be earning X amount, blah, 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 as an whatever it is that you're going to be. In return for this money, I'll give the most efficient service of which I'm capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in the capacity of whatever you're going to be with whatever organization that is, and help my clients and downline reach their personal health, wealth, and lifestyle goals. So, getting into that definite chief aim statement is definitely well worth writing it out, but it does take some thinking. You need to know what organization that you're going to be with, whether you're going to create your own organization, whether you're going to create a new business, whatever it is you're going to do. So, how long? I think that Think and Grow Rich book is a great book for anybody who's looking to change something, to give themselves some ideas. That definite chief aim statement, even if you just read that alone and just understood that, and took that and actually wrote it out, that is a roadmap for setting your goals, for understanding what it is that you want to aim, listing and it does within that, it sets the priorities and it assigns responsibility to you actually. And of course it establishes a timeline. It doesn't really get into the risks, but it does prepare resources and things like that. So, but Joe, the question I was asking, how long do you think it takes to actually sit down and write out your plan? Just the planning aspect of it.
I think for me, it depends on the goal or the end. What is the end goal that you really want? I remember 5 years ago that I think that's not 2018. I decided I wrote a goal that I will accumulate 5 or more properties, and I didn't know how. But my mentor at that time developed a journal book called "A Back in the Sand." It's like a stick in the sand that you want to, but it's like a little journal. And he said, take some time to write down what you really want. Write down how long it will take you. And I didn't really know. It take me, for me, myself, to really think about it, maybe 2 months to really get my head around what but one thing always come back to me when I think about it and write down what I want. I want to invest in property, and I want to accumulate some asset that, that make money for myself and my family. And I just, the thing that come to my mind is just 5 property, try 5 property in 5 years. And I just put down, I want like 5 properties in 5 years from the year I started in 2018 or 17. I will accumulate 5 property. I have no idea how I can do it. I just put it out there. And like they said, just empty everything from your head into a piece of paper or journal, and I carry with me, it takes me and then when I put it down, slowly I can start met people. Someone recommend someone, and then I went to that to that workshop or that event, and then I start to hear some information and start to encourage what I was planning to. Who do I need to talk to? What is the financial people? What is the people, the team that I need to have in my team to accomplish that goal? So I met the brokers, I met the real estate, I met the educational people, and from there, I think for me took me a while because I didn't have any background in business or something like that. But I stick to what I was being educated to write it down multiple times. And I have that journal somewhere, and I still write it down, and I include that in my goal card. And for me, because I was uneducated, I didn't know anyone. I start from scratch. But I have that desire to do. I'm willing. I think for me, Mike, I was willing to do the work to achieve my goal. I was willing to learn from anyone that give me some information and suss it out and go and listen to them and ask questions. And then the last one, I just have a burning desire that I'm completed. So I think maybe 2 months is too long for a lot of people, but for me, that's when 2 months I said to myself, I'm gonna do this. I have the plan. I have the people. I have the resource. I know how to talk. I know who to talk to. To get me to where I want to go. And from there, I start to build a relationship. I build my network. I build a team around me. The accountant, the real estate, and from there, I make connection in the real estate platform. And then I start moving step by step. I didn't know, in 5 years I accomplished my goal, and then, something that I look back and with a not a shock, but I know I was planning for 5 years, even though I was planning it, but I didn't really think that I'm going to achieve it because of my ignorance or lack of knowledge. But because I put it down on a piece of paper, I pray for it. That's part of my plan. I was praying for it. I said, God, I come from a big family. I was the youngest in the family. I have nothing. And I come to Australia with nothing. I didn't have any asset of my parents. But can you help me? And you help me, guide me, give me
Joe,
the
it's funny. It's funny what you're saying, because it sounds, it makes me think of that text in the book Think and Grow Rich, where he tells Napoleon Hill, or Andrew Carnegie tells Napoleon Hill to stand in front of the mirror and repeat these words every night. I can't remember it. Can you remember that phrase? But it was that he would pass him at the post. Do you know what I mean? And in the beginning, he didn't believe it. He thought he was stupid saying it. But then after about 30 days, it was like, yeah, I can do this kind of stuff. Give him this inner belief. And maybe that 2 months when you're kind of creating that goal and you're thinking about it, and that's what's happening to you. You're creating that self-belief that yes, it can be done. I can do it. Do you know what I mean? And then the resources, like you say, because when you're talking about it and you're thinking about it all the time, the resources just kind of come to you. You see different opportunities. It's just like, I don't know, the things that when you're thinking about things, that they tend to appear for you. They come to you. It's like if I needed a plumber right now, I guarantee as soon as I leave, there'll be plumbers everywhere. Everywhere I look, I'll see a plumber. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what's on my mind. That's what I'm thinking about. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense, Joe. Makes a lot of sense. So of course, look, we've covered the plan part. We've covered the do part. We'll have a quick break, and we'll be back in just 1 minute. Hey guys, how you doing? Mick McQuillan here. Great to be here with you today. And of course, look, sorry for the interruption. So we're here to talk about freedom, health, and lifestyle, specifically health, right? And the 16-week challenge, and how this can help you look and feel the best that you felt in a decade. Okay. Now I will get into the freedom part and the lifestyle part a little bit later on, but right now it's about the 16-week challenge, about looking, thinking, feeling the best you felt in a decade. And of course, the 16-week challenge comes with a whole bunch of tactics and solutions to be able to help you do this. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle plan. Why would we have rule number 1 if this was a diet? And what's rule number 1? Eat what you want whenever you like, in the understanding that's going to move you closer or further from your goal. So to take part, what you need to do is go to the Facebook page. The link should be on the page right now, and you can download your Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle goal sheet, right? It's in the featured post section. So look, go and download the Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle goal sheet, and then you can message that to either Joey. His details should be on the screen right now, or you can email it directly or send it to me over Facebook on my Facebook page. Again, the link should be there for you right now. And of course, this can kickstart your 16-week challenge. All we'll do is have a conversation. We'll get back to you. We'll have a conversation and see how we can help you. But really, the 16-week challenge is a gateway to freedom, health, and lifestyle, right? Because on that 16-week challenge, We're going to teach you the other elements on how you can get freedom, whatever that means to you, whether it's time freedom, financial freedom, whatever it is, and the lifestyle elements, living a lifestyle with purpose. So go to the Real Mick McQuillan Facebook page, featured posts, download your goal sheet. Now, get back to the show. Go on, get back. Quick, get back.
Brilliant. You're mute. You're mute. You're mute.
I'm muted. Rookie mistake. Listen, welcome back, everybody. If you want to be like Brian and find out more how you become a brand ambassador or a brand partner, reach out to Joey or myself, in the over Facebook. Links are in the description, and we can certainly share more about how you can get involved for free. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. That's what they say. Let me see. So let's get into the last little part, Joe. So number 3, review. So we've done the plan, define objectives, set priorities, assign responsibilities, establish a timeline, anticipate risk, prepare resources. That's plan. Do, implement the plan, monitor progress, communicate effectively, make adjustments if needed. Now, number 3, review. So evaluate performance, assess what worked well and what didn't, gather feedback, insights from team members and stakeholders, measure outcomes, compare results to the original objectives, identify lessons learned, document key takeaways to improve future efforts, celebrate success, recognize achievements and successful completion of tasks, and finally, plan for next cycle. Use insights gained to inform the next plan, do, review cycle. Now, that's pretty interesting. So we've got evaluate performance, gather feedback, measure outcomes, identify lessons learned, celebrate success, and plan for the next cycle. So when I think about that, Joe, if we were doing a 5-year plan, right? This is about breaking that 5-year down. Like, how do you eat an elephant? Like, an elephant is a big thing. How do you eat an elephant? Just one bite at a time, right? You've got to de-chunk it. You've got to break it down. So if I've got this massive goal, this massive aim, I want to change my life in a dramatic way, then obviously I've got to make some decisions. I've got to, plan. I've got to do it. Then I've got to review it. So I think that if you're going to de-chunk it, like a 90-day plan, a 90-day run or a 90-day goal, is a great way to give you stepping stones right up to that big one, right?
Yes, Mike. Review is very important part of our talking tonight, because it's like we're going back to the start when we do the review, and it's mentioned there. That's where we're gonna do another plan, and for our next cycle of our plan to review. Review, that's where you get the feedback. That's where you see the result that you will start to accumulate, whether it's a small winning or big winning, or just a medium-sized winning, and you just evaluate, the performance, your KPI, key performance indicator. You look at your resource. It's funny. It reminds me back in the army. We always do when we go for long distance. We have a plan and then we execute it. And when we execute it, whether it's just an engineer task and everything, everyone's died, and our 2IC, which is the second in charge for the commander, always come around and check everyone. You still have your weapon. Is your weapon still work? You still have some ammunition with you? Do you still have your food with you? Do you have enough water? It's very important, because that a lot of people they just in the army environment is very important, because that's your survivability. That's how you you can move on to the next task, still have your resource with you, still able to an ability to keep going until you success. The mission that you plan from the very first start. So very vital in our journey that we take a moment, slow down. They said slow down is very, to make you move forward quickly. Some people, they just ignore that vital part just to have a pause, stop, look around, check your workmate, check your fellow team members, and I feel guilty on that. Maybe I'm lacking on that side too, but it's good that we talk about it, because that's part of a leader, to make sure that everyone, and to review my side, is to make sure that everyone have the resource, make sure everyone is have the communication that there's a training coming up, and have the right resource for them to move forward. So review, we evaluate our progress, we communicate again, we checking, and celebrate. It's meant that we need to celebrate our winning, learn from our failure too. Pick important parts. It's not only that we celebrate our success, but we also learn from what we didn't do better, and from there we make another review, another plan. How can we success from them? I joined a volunteer organization here in Australia 3 years ago for 3 years. It's called here the state of emergency. They are the people who volunteer when there is a time of flooding and storm damage, missing person. We help out on this, especially a natural disaster. After every event that we involve, they called a debrief. We come back, we talk about, and they used to say that we look at the 3 WWW, what we did, what we do better, and what did we do, what we did better, and what we can do better next time. So it's a vital part of our journey to make sure that we have the time to review our progress, review our winning, what we learned from our mistake, and we just make another plan and keep doing and keep reviewing until we success.
Yeah, Joe, that makes a lot of sense. I do like that. WWW. What was that again?
What did we do? What we learned, and what we did better. What we can do better next time.
That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And that's really what it is that you're doing. You're evaluating your performance. And I want to bring this back to the 16-week challenge, because obviously in the 16-week challenge, you've got a plan. You're setting a goal for 16 weeks, right? 120 days. It's not that far off the 90-day challenge. Do you know what I mean? 60 days. So it's 120 days. So 16 weeks to look and feel the best you've felt in a decade. And of course, what you're going to do, you're going to define an objective. How do you want to look? How do you want to feel? You're going to set priorities, identify key tasks and resources. Of course, you're going to be responsible for what you do and how you do it. We've got a timeline. What are the anticipated risks? Well, eating the wrong things, falling off track, being off track. This is where the team comes in. This is where the team comes into itself, because, as part of that role, your job, my job, Joey, your job, Joey, is that when that person falls off the train, is to reach out and give them a hand back on. Prepare resources, ensure tools, people, and information are in place. We've got the team. We've got the people there that the tools such as apps where you can track your progress. Then it's about doing it. Then it's about doing things on a daily, implementing the plan, executing the task, or executing tasks, and what do we have? We've got all of the tools that you need, and tactics and solutions to be able to put a plan in place, to give you good nutrition, to get you moving again, And of course, we want to monitor that progress. That's why we have the app where you can add the things that you're doing daily. You know, how many glasses of water you're drinking. Of course, look, if you go to the Real Mick McCullum Facebook page, again in the featured post, you've got 15 daily tasks, 15 daily tools and tactics that you can do every day. Download that, and again, that's really about this. Plan, do, review. Communicate effectively. This is talking to that person, that coach, that mentor who's helping you. Make adjustments if needed be. And you want to make adjustments, because this is a lifestyle plan. You're changing something, and then you're going to review it, like at the end of every day. How did you do today? Evaluate performance, assess what worked well, what didn't work well. And this could be maybe you had to go out to a meeting, maybe you weren't in the office, or maybe you weren't at home that day, and you didn't plan for something like that. Gather feedback, collect insights from team members. What's working for them? What do they do? How did they, overcome that challenge if they had a similar challenge to you? Measure outcomes, compare the results. And again, this can be done daily and weekly, typically weekly, because measuring your results, we know what those results are going to be. Certainly if you're looking to build muscle mass or something like this, you're going to see that, on the scales in weight gain. You're going to see it in inches on your arms, and maybe you're going to see it in a lack of inches or reduction of inches around your waist and hips. So there's going to be things. So we can, and then, so you can measure your outcomes, identify lessons learned, document key takeaways to improve future efforts. And of course, this can be maybe you're going out to a party. How do you deal with that? Listen, rule number one, eat what you want whenever you like, and you understand it's going to move you closer or further from your goal. There are things that you can do. You still want to be able to enjoy yourself. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle plan. And then plan for the next cycle using insights gained, from, to plan the next do and review cycle. So, you've got the 16-week challenge, all tied up in a nice little bow, right? And if you don't get to where you want to be by the end of it, you can do another 16-week challenge, until you get there. Keep doing it until you get to the outcome that you want, your goal. But it starts with that goal. What is it you're looking to achieve? So I just brought it back to that, Jerry. Just tied it up in a bow. But look, give me your final thoughts. Joey, on plan, do, and review. And don't forget, find Joey on his Facebook page, where you'll see him climbing up coconut trees and all kinds of other nonsense, as well as giving his, deep insights into, some of the things that he likes to talk about and share.
Thank you, Mike. If you're watching this watching the replay later, we appreciate you. We welcome you. This is a safe podcast that we're here to share our ideas and experience, and you are allowed to maybe ask questions, maybe contribute in some way. But if you're watching this episode, we want to pass you these tools. If you take this free word with you, whatever you do in life, we believe it will help you. Plan, to, review. It starts with the end in mind. It starts with your goals. Decide what you really want. When do you want it? Who do you want it to achieve it with? And lay down some discipline. Lay down some what do you want to pay the price to achieve that, and just back yourself, believe in yourself, have a go, do the activity. Everything work in life if you do enough of it. If you want to lose weight, if you keep walking, eat healthy, we believe you will achieve that. If you do the enough activities and the right food, right field, you will achieve that. Do the daily activity, do the weekly activity, do the monthly activity, and also yearly. My good friend Mike mentioned that. If you join us in the 16-week challenge and you achieve a little bit of change in your first 16-week of challenge, we do another one together, because maybe your second one will help you move forward toward your goals. And don't forget to take some time to review, to evaluate your progress. And if you have some win, celebrate it. Celebrate it with the people you love. Celebrate it with your team. Celebrate it with your coworkers. And don't forget, embrace the failure. and embrace the mistake you made and just learn from it. Because the challenge, enjoy the challenge, because that's how we grow in life. With no challenge, we don't grow, we don't expand, we don't express. So we love to share with you tonight. It's also a night we have to encourage each other and take each other's hand and keep us accountability. And don't forget, everything you do in life, if you can plan, do, review it, we believe there's a chance for you to success in life. We want to say thank you to each and every one of you that watching us from 1 until to 67 episode. We want to say thank you for believing in us. Thank you for thinking of us, because we're here to make a change. We didn't turn up tonight to just make up the numbers or fill up the episode, but we believe we're here to make a change, and to make a change in your life, in your journey, in your professional or personal journey. Please allow yourself to plan, do, and really review. Good luck with everything. Mike, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Love it, Joey. See you in a bit. See you, everybody.
Thank you.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. How do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now, all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your stem. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men. for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.